So you got 2 job offers in GovTech within 90 days.
Yeah.
After getting the Security Plus. That's insane.
Just the Security Plus. Hey, can you hear me?
Hey, Steven, sorry about that. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Cool. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, man. So what are you doing now?
Right now, currently, I'm in a mentorship program within the company that I was hired for as a forensics engineer.
Nice.
Yeah.
So because I remember you had sent me those messages and everything. So I can't remember exactly, like, did you use my blueprint or did you go through a workshop?
I have it pulled up. So I went through the 6-figure tech 5-day challenge.
Okay,
So
you went through the challenge. Yeah, okay. So
So
you went through the challenge and that helped you.
yeah, and I got my Connct Security Plus. From there, fixed up my resume, things like that. Make sure my LinkedIn was on spot, and then I started applying. And Lockheed Martin, actually, they were about an hour away from me. They had a job opening for a security admin position for their F-35 program. So I was like, all right, I went ahead and applied. Got an interview like that same week.
Wow.
Because these government jobs, they want to get you in. So went ahead and interviewed. Kind of crushed the interview as far as the technical aspect. They asked me some technical questions, about DHCP and things like that. And anything that I couldn't answer, of course, I went ahead and just made sure, hey, to send a follow-up email with them. And then they were like, hey, you had the best interview. And ultimately, they offered me the position for that. And then while I'm actually onboarding with Lockheed Martin, my current company hits me up and reaches out to me. Is like, hey, we have a forensics engineer position open. And with your background, we would love for you to apply. I was like, okay.
Wow.
I got on the phone with the recruiter. He was hitting me up. He was like, I've recruited for Lockheed Martin. Me personally, I understand what Lockheed Martin has to offer. But as far as this particular company being, the number one, it's a Fortune 100 company. And he was like, they have better benefits. It's closer to your home. You should probably, try your options with them. So I went ahead, applied and everything, and went through 2 rounds, and they offered me the position.
Wow. Dope. Congrats. So you basically got 2 positions like back to back.
Back to back. Yeah. It was
Wow.
crazy. So the first position, the hiring process for the second one took a little bit longer than I, expected. But the first position, they got me in real quick and onboarding everything. And then I let them know, as far as the site lead down there, I was like, hey, they offering me this much. And she was like, I would leave too.
Yeah. Look, they're going to keep it real at GovTech. They'll be like, hey, go get your money, because we can't offer you that much. So I think you should go and take it. And it was a better title as well. Something like probably more directly towards what you want to do in cybersecurity, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, when getting into cyber, there's different domains and different things. Like you can, if you want to be in the SOC or, all different types, red team, blue team, all that stuff. So I was like, man, I just want to get into cyber. Cyber just interested me in general. My background, I know we ain't hit on that or anything like that, but my background is military. I've been in the military for, last 10 years on the reserve side. So from Marines to Air Force to now Air National Guard. And so I was just interested in cyber in general. So with digital forensics being an option, I was like, hey, that kind of aligns with my background, and I also have a background in law enforcement too. So that really works out.
Okay, so you got the law enforcement background, which pairs towards really cybersecurity, right? So a lot of people don't realize that like law enforcement, what you all do, even just security guards, right? Like it directly ties to security. And then it's just the technical part is where, the cyber comes in at.
And that technical piece, even me going through I'm going through a mentorship program right now with the company, and technical can be taught. So if you have the soft skills and you have the competence as far as to be able to, do a task, everything else can be taught. So that's kind of where I'm at as far as my idea with things. So, I'm fortunate. I'm happy. Glad, that going through that 5-day tech talent, 6-figure tech challenge, what that did for me is essentially just exposure to be able to understand what's out there. And during that, the biggest thing that I, took away from that, and that was, during the time that I was adjusting my resume and LinkedIn and everything, was the transferable skills. So any and everything, you can find it transferable. You just have to find a way to be able to honestly communicate that. And if you can communicate that, the world is yours at that point.
Definitely. Yeah, those transferable skills, everybody has them. So it's just that a lot of people are told like, oh, this is what you do, and they're not taught like, hey, you can use those same skills, but if you view it from a different lens, a different angle, it can be applied to this type of technical career as well. Yeah. So how much did they offer you for the forensic engineer position?
So for the forensic engineer position, so base salary is $105,750.
Nice.
And then it's I want to say 15% bonus on top of that.
Okay.
So those are just the two compensations. And of course, with all the benefits that they have, crazy amounts of benefits. Another thing to help me being 10 minutes away from the headquarters, them having gyms, the access to different retail locations and discounts on that. So that really works.
Yeah, nice. So what were you doing before you got the offer with Lockheed as the security admin, and then this current role as well?
So what I was doing then, really, I was just onboarding with them. So, they were getting me access to different programs and stuff like that. And me personally, I was, studying for different certifications just to make sure like, hey, all right, so we're looking at Splunk because that's the main log system they use. So I was just looking in detail of different things until I got access. And another thing about that is I was going to have to be in a skiff. And I was like, okay. I was like, all right, I don't know about that, but they were just.
But what were you doing before Lockheed? Before you got the Lockheed offer?
All right, so before I got to Lockheed, I did compliance management. So for a marketing agency, just making sure that rules and regulations and the guidance and everything was on track for our employees.
Okay, yeah. So
that's another transferable skill.
Yeah, that's another transferable skill, is like making sure that people are doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm not opposed. I can walk through as far as the different compensations of what I had from compliance, what Lockheed offered me, and then of course I already hit on my current company, so I can do that if you need me to.
Yeah. So when you were working the compliance role, how much were you making, and then get into Lockheed security admin role, and then the forensic engineer role?
Okay, so for the compliance role, that was $80K. So no other, just base $80K. And then for Lockheed Martin, they offered me, I think total comp was, I want to say it came out to be like 97, but I had to fight for that one. They weren't trying to come up off that money. But so base was 85.5, and then a 4% bonus on top of that. So I think that's how it rounded out to be 97. And then currently where I'm at, 105, and then with the bonus, total comp is 127.50.
Nice. So do you have any certifications? Like, what helped you get these different job offers?
So honestly, my background, so no tech background, of course. My background is essentially just, I would say, administration as far as human resources and law enforcement. Listen to your content and being exposed to your content. I got the Connct Security Plus, and from there, I just leveraged my background plus what I knew. And then some things that I took initiative on myself is because once I got the Connct Security Plus, I was like, I don't know nothing. This is just a broad range of information, of course, but it doesn't go too deep. So I went back to the basics, and I already had my bachelor's degree in business administration. So I went to local community college, and I just signed up for some, professional certificate classes, and they focus on Cisco at the local community college here. And, I was able to take a couple classes to where I, took
learned
apart
your way around our Cisco router and switches.
Yeah. So we took about, hardware and software. So took apart computers and different things and put them together, got graded on that. And then the networking aspect, figuring routers and things of that nature. So that was pretty cool, and it allowed me to put that on my resume. And that was like within a few short months. I'm talking about 2-3 months, or actually probably 1 month, getting all that experience. And so I threw that on my resume too. And I guess that's another thing that, populated and helped recruiters to reach out to me. And, also hiring managers saw interest in me as far as what I was doing.
With
so that's
Cisco.
Yeah, that's my background. Also what I did too was another thing, and I got this from Big Dog Jay, shout out to him. Just the information he put out there is with the Cisco, and you're in that packet tracer as far as that software, go ahead and throw that on your LinkedIn and show people what you're doing. And I went ahead and did that as well, and that kind of stuck out as far as to hiring managers.
Yeah. When you're sharing what you're doing and what you're learning on LinkedIn, like it's you learning and you progressing in your career, and then at the same time it's like it's content too. So it's showing that, okay, like recruiters that are looking for people that know Cisco, they're gonna say, oh look, he's like, most of the time they don't know too much anyway, so they're looking and they're seeing like, oh yeah, wow, like he's actually like he knows what he's doing. Like even if you might be following some step by step and you just talking about what you did, like like that, I mean, that's enough to spark their interest, which is exactly what you want. So what was the biggest career transformation that you went through after going through the 5-day six-figure tech challenge?
I'd say the biggest transformation for me was once again, just the exposure, and then also seeing it implemented and seeing the recruiters actually, hit off that and it actually working. And, during that 5-day challenge, us doing our research and looking at different things like, being military, pretty familiar with the government and how it works. So you're like, man, it's going to take some time. But after seeing everything, fall into place, I'm like, this all happened within, 2 to 3 months, getting a job offer, taking it serious as far as my studies, and then implementing it and showcasing my skills. That was really it.
Man, that's crazy. So what made you sign up for the 5-day challenge in the first place?
Just seeing your content. I think I found you through Cyrus Harbin's stuff as far as Tech is the New Black. And I was like, okay, GovTech. And then I was like, well, I already got the clearance.
Yeah.
So I was like, and also I think I saw some reels on Instagram too. I was like, oh, if it's that easy, then I got to try it. So I already got the clearance, and if I get that certification to make sure I'm DoD 8570 compliant, I was like, it's about to be a wrap, and that's honestly what happened.
Yeah, that's exactly how it goes. And even if you don't have the technical knowledge, you will be able to. You started learning it, right? You signed up, you started learning more technical knowledge, getting more hands-on. But a lot of this stuff, they're like, hey, they're not going to let you come in and fail for any of these government contractors. They're just not, right? Like they have to make sure they maintain a good relationship with the customer, which is the government, and they got to make sure that they're hiring like good talent, right? And then all the work that you put into it all just like comes together and helps you get that final job offer. So what did you know about GovTech before you started to come into the 5-day tech challenge?
So with me being military, we see the government contractors and things of that nature, and we see, as far as, my experience, they be sitting there chilling.
Yep.
But as far as like, we just hear about it, as it's a thing you do after you retire from the military as, another source of income, another job essentially, but nobody knows how to get in. Nobody talks about how to get in. They know it's secure. We know all the benefits of it, but literally, unless you know somebody and, the bro code or, whatever the case may be, there's no way or no access point to it. But, seeing your content and you showing us exactly, the steps to take. And then as long as you implement those steps, it can work out for you.
Yeah, definitely. So would you recommend the 5-day six-figure tech challenge to other people? And why would you recommend it?
Yes, absolutely. I honestly recommend anything you put out just because you have to be exposed to that information. And once you're exposed to that information and you develop a new truth, it's your responsibility as a person who, saw that information to go ahead and run with it. So essentially you give us the plays and it's our job to implement it. And once you implement it, you can end up with a six-figure career easily as long as you work towards it.
Yeah, exactly. Like I always say, it works, but you have to do the work, right? And I can't do the work for you. I can show you everything. I can give you my GovTech career framework, give you the blueprint, everything you need to do, but you will have to do the work, right? So I do as much as I can to help you all with the resume, the LinkedIns, the technical trainings, all of that. But at the end of the day, you got to put in the time and the effort, but it pays off every time.
Yeah, I see that for sure. And it's even crazy going down to, how GovTech recruiters are and the hiring managers are. Like looking at your reels and how they don't even care about anything that your background, and they want the two things. You got a clearance and you have the certifications. That's all they cared about. And I was like, that is crazy because I didn't even talk. Like it was just an email through the recruiter. Next thing I know, I'm on an interview panel with the hiring manager. And then after that, I got the job. And I was like, oh, that was like 2 to 3 week turnaround. And they just wanted to make sure it was a check in the box. And I was like, that's wild.
Yeah. No, that's literally how it is. So you being military, you have the clearance and that, that helps you out substantially. And then once you get the certifications, it's pretty easy. And then for other people who they don't have the clearance, but once they get the certification, their main thing is to look for those jobs that are sponsoring the clearances because people just don't know how to find them. So, that's what I help out with. But yeah, I definitely love seeing your growth and your progress over the past, how long has it been actually?
So it was November that
Yeah.
we did the challenge, and then I was offered a job, or I guess you can say it was early December. Early December, I did the challenge, and then offered a job in February that fast. And then, March, the other job came, and here we are.
Wow. So that was like 2-month turnaround.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so you got 2 job offers in GovTech within 90 days.
Yeah.
After getting the Security Plus. That's insane.
Just the Security Plus.
And you're like, yeah, I didn't really know too much. I got the cert, but I'm like, I feel like I need to know more.
You know what's crazy? So I've seen computers being taken apart, and I think I'm pretty good with working as far as Windows operating system and, Apple as well. But that's just a graphical interface. So I'd never done anything command line, nothing crazy, never looked at any logs or anything like that. But like I said, once you're exposed to new information, it's your job to run with that new truth. And if you don't, then that's a shame on you as far as you not acting on that information. And that ultimately will keep you stuck where you're at.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. That's 100% fact. The only people who make progress are the people who actually implement, right? So there's a lot of people who they learn, and then even when it comes to Security Plus, right? There's so many different resources you can use for Security Plus, but you really don't need them all, right? You can use 2-3 resources max, and that's it, and that's all you need to do. Study it, implement it, go take the test, and then, you go from there. So, I definitely love that, you took all the information, implemented it, and you saw exactly how fast it could change everything for you. But yeah, so definitely love to see your growth over the past year, Steven. You've done an amazing job, and thank you so much for coming out to do this, have this conversation with me so I could learn more about, how much you benefited from coming from my 5-day tech challenge.
Absolutely.